Okay, so this is a fairly typical Spearman's rank question. The first part is just asking us why Pearson's would not be appropriate. That's because this is a non-linear relationship, so we should be able to see it by tracing out that curve there. So clearly not linear, and that's all you need. So you only use Pearson's for linear relationships. It's not linear would be sufficient. Then I explain why it's appropriate to use Spearman's rank correlation coefficient, because we can use Spearman's rank with called monotonic with monotonic relationships. So monotonic is like this one here. For example, if I had a curve like that, this would not be monotonic because it goes from being decreasing here to increasing there. But monotonic, it can only be increasing or decreasing. So for example, that first curve, the one they're showing us, is monotonic because it's always, it would always be decreasing around that curve. So as it's monotonic, monotonically decreasing, we could say, we really want to go to town, we can use Spearman's. So, oh gosh, I use that monotonically, is that right? Decreasing. Okay, so Spearman's rank is a goer. Now, let's calculate Spearman's rank. So for this, you need your GDCs. It's slightly complex. Actually, to be honest, I think it's pretty easy, 6 marks. Okay, so I've put the data in a table. I've got P here, I've got D there. Click on the first cell. Now what you want to do is you want to keep these pieces of data together. So, in other words, 484 is, forever entwined with 0.2. So this is tricky to show you, but I'll do my best. So what you would do is click on that first cell there, then you click on Shift, and you keep Shift held down. So keep your finger on it. And that should enable you, with the help of the arrow keys here, to select all of those pieces of data. You then go into Menu, you go into Actions, you go into Sort, and then it's easier if you go descending. So we're sorting by the first column, A, in order of size. So for descending, so it starts with the biggest one. So it should put them in order for us like that. And now you can rank them. So the first one is the biggest. So 484 is first, 315 second, third, so on and so forth. Now 160 are tied. There are two which are the same. So that occupies the 5th and 6th places. So you'd add them together. 5 plus 6 is 11 and divide by 2. So you get 5.5. So they both are given, it's a tied rank, equal amount. But that's essentially the 5th and the 6th, which means you finish on the 7th. Right, then we do the same with D. And now again, you've got to be really careful. We've got to keep 3 columns together now because they're all related, so you don't want to muddle them up. So again, you've got to go to, you might as well go to, actually this is really hard to do on here. You might not want to go so far out. I think it's harder for me to show you on the computer. But I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to keep my finger on Shift as best I can and use these to go across, because it seems to miss the first one with me, so that's why I started far right. Now, I've selected all 3 columns by using the arrow keys and the keeping my finger on Shift. I then go to Menu, I then go to Actions, and I sort. This time we're sorting by column B. And again, make sure you keep it the same. So if we did descending the first time, you need to do descending the second. I think descending is slightly easier. Right, so we have sorted now by the second column. So second column is B, and we can rank it. So I'm ranking D now. So it's 2.5 is the biggest, then second biggest, third biggest, fourth, and so on and so forth. So that's 5th, 6th, and 7th. So no tied ranks there, so that's a bit easier. And then what you do is you can go into a empty cell, and you can go into Actions. There you go. You go into Statistics, Stat Calculations, go into Linear Regression like we did yesterday. And this time you select the rank. So you select rank D, and rank P, and then click on OK. And what you get here, the R value this time, used with the rankings, gives you Spearman's rank. So it's minus 0.991. And to 3 significant figures. So there we go, done. The last part, the last question is, this state what conclusion Charles can make from the answer in part C. Well, clearly it's a strong negative relationship because it's close to -1. So you could say then that there's a strong negative relationship between the price of a house and its distance from the city centre. And that should be sufficient for 1 mark.